Wom, wom, wom. That's a slate.
Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. I'm joined, as always, by my brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? I'm feeling very hosty. I'm hosting you. You hosting me. We all host each other.
Yeah, we're going to have ourselves a nice visit.
Host on up on me.
Speaking of hosting, well, I guess it's not speaking of hosting at all, but this is the 2-year anniversary of the channel now. So a little golf clap. Everybody, thanks so much for all of your support over the years. I can't imagine anyone is still here since the beginning, who was here at the beginning. But if you are, I appreciate you. If you're new,
shout out to Adam.
I still appreciate you.
Been there since the beginning, right? And I've been there since I've been here since the beginning. Hi.
But today,
I'm like the first fan.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But today we are talking about Fidelity, Season 4, Episode 6 of the HBO original series, Westworld. What did you think of this one? How did you feel about this one as far as, how did you enjoy this one a little bit more than the last one? Or?
I don't like bottle episodes. People, if you've been listening for a long time, you know this about me. If you didn't know this, if you're just now listening, you're going to learn something today. I don't like bottle episodes. And this was 2 bottle episodes in one. Say it wasn't really a bottle episode because we were in 2 different places. But really, it was just 2 bottle episodes. One bottle episode in Westworld Park and another bottle episode in this fucking Delios floor of Caleb. Right. That's the game he was playing. Or if you can look at it, maybe we were playing a game with Caleb, right? He's playing a game on his floor, but his game sucks. His game, he just dies over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, the 2 storylines did seem very similar in the way that they were just kind of limited to a single setting, pretty much. It's more about just, I guess, the character building and stuff of Frankie and Caleb. Just more talking about his resilience and his humanity and her love for her unrelenting love for her father.
Faja.
Yada yada yada.
Faja was very important to her.
I did feel like the story was important, but I didn't feel like it was quite as interesting as previous episodes.
Right. Look, I'm not mad.
Oh yeah, me either.
The old girl that plays C, she's gorgeous. Even if she was like really a terrible actress, I think I could probably get over it. But she's actually good. No, I'm just. I'm just saying,
she's good.
I'm saying even if she was an actually like a bad actress, I don't think I would mind really at this point. But it was like a boring episode, but like the tension was there. Really, the tension was there, so that was cool.
Yeah, they definitely did a good job of like just building up the tension of who's gonna betray her.
And Jay tricked everybody at the very beginning. Him being that he was the mole, he was like, must mean we have a mole. Like, he knows there ain't no mole. He was the one who killed Jay. Right. You're the one who killed Jay. You ain't no mole. Or do you think there is a mole?
Like another one?
Like an actual one. Because he wasn't actually a mole because he didn't know that they were there. They don't realize that William just happened to see them walking towards the outlier because he was going to kill her.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
But Hale must have known or anticipated them coming because she had a J clone ready.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But like at the opening of the episode, just to get into everything at the before we get into the minutiae, at the opening, we get the flashback of Frankie as still a child. shortly after Hale is taking over most of the world. What did you think of this opening scene?
It was cool, showing how like hard little Frankie is. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is how I do things. You know what I'm saying? Cookie. She was like, look, I'm Cookie. I fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? I save niggas. You ready to go? Because your brother, he dead. And we ready to get you up out of here, Jay. You used to swing your little brother right over there. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad story. Let's go and get up out of here. I was like, wow, the mom don't got to do nothing.
Yeah, the mom did feel useless, and like I think I felt that way about this actress most of the show because she's one of the least strong actors this season. Not really, compelled by any of her scenes. But I did think that this scene was interesting, just showing how quickly I guess everything happened, and obviously they have the little nod with when she meets Jay for the first time, and Jay mentions that he doesn't want her to call him her brother because it's like he has a certain trauma about his brother dying. He's like, hey, don't call me your brother. We're not family. I was like, feels like kind of a dick move to say that, but it does come into the story later on.
Came up. It's foreshadowing, came up. It's foreshadowing, it came up. And you thought it didn't mean a thing. It's foreshadowing.
That's a little song about foreshadowing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the foreshadowers.
And then with the Bernard and Frankie storyline, Bernard and Frankie repair Maeve's body while transferring her data to a newer host control module.
Say that 10 times fast.
You had mentioned that the control module that they had actually taken out belongs to a very familiar face.
Hector.
Yeah, Hector's still saving Maeve.
Still saving Maeve.
Beyond the grave.
He's like, hey, I will save you, my sweet, my darling. My love, I will save you. Come with me.
Then Bernard warns Frankie that one of her team members has been replaced with a host copy, and then one of them is going to betray her.
I know you don't trust me, but you have to understand one of your team members is a host. I wish that was exactly what he said, but that's not what he said.
One of the it's funny, these kind of storylines I never really find super interesting. I think that this is why that the story became this episode kind of dragged for me. Is that like when you have this moment, it's like, oh, one of your team members is gonna betray you. The discovery is never that interesting. It's always just like, oh, it's not that person.
Well, it wasn't about the
person.
discovery. It was about the reveal of Maeve.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess that would have been a little bit more interesting if, like, we all didn't know that she was going to be revived at some point. But, yeah, just like the whole, going through the process of elimination is always kind of drags these kind of stories down for me. It just never is as interesting as it is. Probably.
I think this episode was more about backstories for
sure.
The what do they call themselves? They're not Divergence. They're not Divergent.
The Outliers.
Outliers. That sounds like a dope band, actually, or rap group. I might go see them. I might go see them tonight.
Oh yeah, I think they're opening for the Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah, they're Outliers. Yeah. I will see them, but yeah. So like, I think it was just mostly like a background story or an origin story for the Outliers. Also sounds like a comic book Avenger team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Outliers.
Yeah.
The Avengers wouldn't accept them. So they started their own group.
Yeah, a bunch of B-listers. Yeah.
We only save those who the little guy, the big guy, doesn't care about. I messed that up, but it's okay.
It's okay. We're picking up what you're throwing down. Well, yeah, it definitely has a lot more just character building, and that stuff is interesting. I just that was the only thing that was just like, okay, I guess it's gonna be Jay because it's definitely Jay. Like, it's another thing. It's never as unobvious as.
Well, he said it could have been his girlfriend, her girlfriend.
I mean,
which
I
guess it
know
could have
that's what
been.
they said, but I just
I mean,
knew
it
as
could
soon
have
as
been.
everybody walked in, I was like, okay, it's Jay.
Well, I mean, Jay was the only one who got separated at the in the city. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
true. Yeah, he did his little slide move.
Yeah, and if they were outliers,
I bet
and
he
if
asked.
if they're all outliers, then they must like they're not able to get infected by the parasite. So that means that somebody had to get switched.
Right, had to have a little switch up.
Switcheroony doony.
Yeah,
And that also means that William's not knowledgeable of these things because he didn't know that he was gonna freeze when he got up there, and he didn't know that Hale had a J bot,
right.
a J bot, a J host,
Yeah, J5.
a J5. Don't y'all be talking about J5, man. Everybody talk about J5 made me all nostalgic. When y'all gonna make me pay YouTube to go watch J5.
Yeah, and Frankie discovers it was her team leader, Jay, who was the host replacement. While she gets this, we'll go back to the Caleb storyline in a bit. But while she gets the message from Caleb through the what you call it, CB radio. I guess it's like a digital CB radio that you record and send messages through. Because I guess it's the future. CB radios are
Man, he
cooler.
just sent a message and record, and he put it out on a radio wave to let it play.
Yeah,
It's very simple stuff. No, it's very simple stuff. It's like called broadcasting. It's what they do now. They do that now. They put a radio. They have it. It's the radio. You just. That's all it was.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying. That's to explain it to you. That's really, without having to get all deep in the explanation. That's what it is. It's this very simple technology that exists today. He had to ghetto rig it though. Did you notice that? I don't think you noticed that.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had to ghetto rig. He had to take plugs out and plug other stuff in. He didn't just like call up and say something. You know what I'm saying? So he had to like record, set up everything, and he recorded it. He recorded the message, and then he sent it out.
Oh, okay.
And so it's broadcasting. So he's not the only one she's not the only one who can hear it potentially. Potentially, he's inspiring millions of others to get out there and get into the good fight. Because we're going to need more than just Maeve.
Yeah, I need to go back and probably listen to what he said too, because I was kind of in and out because I just figured, he's gonna be like.
He said you're gonna win. He told Cookie, which we find out that's her nickname, Frankie Cookie, which is why C.
Right.
And
glad they cleared that up.
Right. Because it didn't make any sense, and maybe we missed it sometime in the beginning of the beginning of the season. We probably missed it. It was very, what I'm saying, they don't do stuff like that. They don't mess up a lot on this show.
Do you think that they just? Well, sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Do you think that they gave her like a nickname just so we wouldn't know from the introduction of her character that she's Frankie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because I was
well,
like,
other reason is there for us not to know. I mean, yeah, exactly.
No clue.
Her name could have been F. Or Frank,
yeah,
or just
Francesca or something like that,
or just like not say her name ever.
Yeah, they could have not. Yeah,
that's something that's been done.
Because I honestly, I don't like when they were doing the C and Cookie thing in this episode. I was like, have they done this before this episode, or is this the first time actually paying attention to what they called her? Just not already in the back of my mind.
Yeah, it was just your first time paying attention to it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if it was. I mean, I don't know. I have to go back to be honest.
I'm sure that they did.
I'm pretty sure that they must have done it.
Yeah.
I mean, but y'all let me know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. Did they say her name at any point in time? Y'all go back if you have time and go look.
Yeah, I'm sure that they did. I just was always assuming that she was Frankie, because we all knew that she was Frankie.
Well, we already knew it was Frankie, but did he ever give her a nickname and say her nickname that we didn't see at the beginning? Maybe, maybe not. Y'all let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us
know. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And if you haven't liked, like again. And if you subscribed already and you liked already, well, go watch another video. How about the top 10 invincible moments in the comic books? Go watch it right now.
Yeah, just go start clicking all the old shit.
It's new
just
to you
click
if
on a
you haven't
playlist
seen
and
it.
leave the room. Click on a playlist and then go to work.
You
Come back.
know what? Why don't you do that? Actually, do it on your television, your computer, and maybe your cell phone on the way to work.
Oh, excuse me.
I've heard our voices are very soothing and calming.
Yeah, it's a really great way to go to sleep. Just put on the longest playlist you can find. Click play all, mute it, and go to sleep. Just like the radio waves for the videos.
Right, the vibrations.
Yeah. It's science. I want to get into it. It's very technical.
Just go look on my Facebook page.
But yeah, back to Caleb. So Charlotte is interrogating the latest host copy of Caleb to understand why the first human outlier did what he did. Why he did what he done. Why he went.
How'd you did this? Did this dude just did this? That's what she said.
Just did this.
That's what because that's the face that she had when he disobeyed her order at the rock quarry.
Right.
It was like, did this dude just did this? In the words of the immortal John Starks.
Yeah, she tells him that Frankie is still alive and that he has hours before his body degrades because apparently all these new copies have some sort of degenerative disease. They only live for a couple of days.
Right.
And it seems like she's still holding on to this idea that is some sort of physical infection that's infecting all of the hosts. She really has to have Caleb tell her on no uncertain terms that it's just that they don't like this life.
She's a computer.
Yeah, it takes her. She's definitely not in any risk of being an outlier because she does not get it. But or maybe that's why she's picking at herself so much. Maybe there's something else. Maybe she's fighting against her understanding why all these things, why all these hosts are out.
My way she is. My way she isn't.
What do you think the reasoning behind? Because there's obviously some physical scars of trauma of like her family getting killed.
She is fighting off the human element of herself. She keeps picking at it when she's angry.
Right. It's curious that she hasn't gotten it fit because like
she explained that she wanted a reminder of how evil people can be.
Right, and I get that. Like, and but it does seem like now she's conflicting with that a little bit.
No, she's not conflicting with it. She's picking at it because she's reminding herself of how evil people can be. She's clearly blaming them for an infection that doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So she's blinded by her anger.
Right.
She sees red. And this is her way of picking at, like, it's not about the picking at it. It's creating the pain and making herself bleed and reminding herself so that she doesn't possibly get infected by the disease. Because why would she be worried about it so much if she thinks that everything's cool? She don't want to get it is what it is.
Right.
She doesn't want to feel the empathy, which is why she keeps telling Caleb, you know, like, who cares? You're not the only person who lost a family. Because she still resents losing her family and the feelings that she ended up developing for the family. Because remember, she didn't care about them at first.
Right.
And then they killed them. Sirach, he killed them. And then they were like burnt up.
Right.
She watched them all burning and stuff. And she was like, yo, what the fuck? That was my family. And she was hurt and heartbroken by it. And I think she just hasn't really been able to come to grips with that yet. I think she's still upset with herself that she's got all these feelings for human beings. And look at what she's doing to human beings, you know, amongst all those feelings. So she's peeling at herself, hurting herself. It's like what Catholic priests used to do back in the day, like put glass in their shoes or some shit, like beat themselves for being a bad person, masturbating or something like that. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, then Frankie and I already mentioned that Frankie may have heard the message from her dad. And this happens after Caleb finds his way out of the holding cell and discovers that the corpses of previous hosts trying to escape over the years.
Corpusized?
Corpses?
Corpusizes.
Are you trying to figure out the plural for corpse?
Corpses. Is the plural for corpses or corpse or
he,
corpse-size or corpse-size?
Corpse-size just sounds like you're making somebody a corpse.
Corpse-size.
She just
Not size.
that man.
Corpse-size.
Oh, corpse-size. Oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Is that it? Y'all let us know in the comments.
He reaches the antenna at the top of the building and sends his apology message out to Frankie before Charlotte, pops up and reveals that she's engineered the entire escape.
It was an engineered escape all along.
And she is disappointed that now that he's finally made it out, all he managed to do was just apologize to his daughter.
I got a better one. It was Hale's game all along.
Yeah, that was a little better. Yeah, that was better.
That was a better one. Which one y'all like? Let me know.
Caleb asserts that the suicidal hosts are merely trying to escape Charlotte's control, and it's not some sort of elaborate infection plan. It's just, they don't like you, and they don't like this world. And
whether they know it or not.
What?
So whether they know it or not.
Yeah. And then Charlotte just straight up kills Caleb. Snaps.
Bitch, did I ask what motherfucking opinion? Like, yeah, you just asked me what my opinion. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, you get what you answer. You got your answer. Now you mad. God damn. You asked me a question. I gave you an answer. Killed me. I could have told you that 45 minutes ago.
Some people just can't take constructive criticism. But
that's a Haloris problem.
Yeah, Hale Loris is not handling all this well. And we only got 2 episodes left this season to wrap up this.
Is this the end of the series? No.
No. Yeah, I couldn't find anything definitive of whether this was the last season. But this, because it seems like people. The only thing I've heard was back in 2020. I think Lisa Joy said we have plans for like 4 or 5 seasons. So they haven't said. I haven't found anything definitive saying that this is the last season, which would be like a wildly brave thing to be like, oh yeah, that last episode y'all saw, that was the last episode ever. We out. And just drop the mic.
Mic drop.
Like, that would be incredible, but also insane. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Not with all this money out here. Boy.
I do feel like Tessa Thompson's character is probably going to meet her end.
Die.
She's gotten so much more famous, and I imagine that that they're gonna let her. And it seems like her character's arc is
more famous than Jeffrey Wright. I mean, like I don't think it has to do with fame in this show. Thandie Newton. I mean, we got fucking rock stars on this show, so I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think just if her character's run its course, it technically ran its course last year. I think they just like her so much they just brought her back. I mean, like they planned on keeping her and extending that storyline out.
Right.
Because
there was.
I mean, technically, her character used itself up in the second season.
Well, isn't the third season when she is created to do the whole?
No, it's at the end of the second season that she's created. That's what I'm saying. So you could have just killed her character-wise. You could have just killed her character at the end, and any of the other hosts that were on that show in season 2 could have been Dolores's little puppet that she had out there, and then they get angry and want to. I'm just saying they used Tessa Thompson because they like her character, they like her performance. She's popular and it worked well. So I'm just saying, like, technically, I think she's just famous enough to have been on the show, and I don't think anybody's out famous in anybody on this show. I think if she leaves, it'll be just because this character has run its course.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Because
where else is she gonna go? She either gonna lose or or we're gonna drag the storyline out to the next season.
Right. Yeah. Who's to say? Because with all the copying and immortal aspects of this show, and I like the fact that they're taking advantage of that immortality and skipping around in time. One of the things I like so much about Foundation, which is a show I talk about a lot, but we haven't talked about, but is the fact that they skip so much in time. It was like you toy with the idea of these immortal robot characters. It's like, oh, well, now we're 35 years in the future. Now we're 125 years in the future. And just seeing how the world evolves around these characters like Jeffrey Wright and Maeve, or Bernard and Maeve, and Tibbs. What's Liam Hemsworth's, baby Hemsworth's name?
Hadn't seen it.
No, baby Hemsworth.
I haven't seen them. I'm just saying I hadn't seen this show.
I'm talking about Westworld. Baby Hemsworth.
Baby Hemsworth.
Westworld.
We call him Baby Hemsworth because we don't know his names ever. We just call him Baby Hemsworth. If you go back, listen to every episode, I've never said this man's name. I don't know the character's name. I don't know this man's name. I call him Baby Hemsworth.
Well, you got any predictions or anything you would like to see in the finale of this season? Any storylines you'd like to wrap up in a certain way?
Nah, I wanted to keep going, so I don't want nothing to wrap up. Keep it guessing, nigga. Keep it going for the next 7 years. 7 more years, Westworld. Y'all know we can do it. God damn. Come on now. We ain't even get the Roman world. We ain't even get what you call it. We can do this more, man. We can do a little bit more. We can work. We can work harder. Let's keep these people who working on this show working. You know, costume designers, makeup people, stunt doubles. Let's keep them working.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like the possibilities are endless with this show. But I am also a big fan of shows stepping away from the table before they had their third dessert. You know, just
if it was up to you, no show would have a third season. So it's okay. This show,
Me?
If it was up to you, no show would have a third season.
What makes you think that I want?
Because you just want shows to just end.
No,
you just.
What makes you say that?
What you just said? You just said it. Look, I just like to take shows and just step away from the table. And the average show is only about 3 seasons. So therefore, you want most. You just. They wouldn't even get the third season if it was up to you. Look, y'all don't know how you can end this. Come on now, we should have take 6 more episodes to end this.
You know what I'm saying? Like we've all seen shows where it's just like, oh man, that show lasts maybe a couple seasons longer.
That was back in the 90s, really. Like what? I mean, name a show that you felt like that recently.
Walking Dead.
Well, so y'all, I never watched that show, so that's y'all. That would have been a 3 episode miniseries as far as I was concerned. But see, I never really got into that. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean,
the book wasn't even long enough to do that many episodes that they did on that show. So that was just ridiculous. So yeah, I guess maybe you got a point, but I don't know. I didn't really like that show. So
there's good and bad shows out there. But guys, thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while, so go ahead and leave subscribe, so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Boing, boing.
Until next time, stay safe, my little robots host people. I forgot to write anything for this one. And may the force be with you.